Hi, how's it going? Just a quickie today. So we've got everything working, but we can improve the performance of our program. It won't be noticeable at the moment with just one triangle, but this will set us up for more efficient programs in future. We can improve it by changing the memory that the Vertex data is stored at. So at the moment, we're storing it in a host visible bit, host visible memory type on the graphics card, which is a type that the CPU can talk to basically. But the graphics card does have more high performance memory, which it only uses internally. So the long story of what we're going to do is we're going to create a buffer called a temporary buffer, which we're going to call a staging buffer, where the CPU loads the Vertex data to that buffer, and then we're going to create a Vertex buffer a Vertex buffer using device local memory, which is more high performance, and then we're going to run a command buffer to transfer from the staging buffer to the Vertex buffer. And then that's it, we'll be using high performance memory. So there's a bunch of functions we need to create first. To start with, we'll go down to our buffer stuff, and I want to take this Vertex buffer code and generalize it, use it to create a general buffer of any kind. Okay, so this will more or less be pretty similar. We're still going to keep exclusive mode, but we're just passing in generic buffer sizes and usage types. Okay, so let's double check this. Yep, we pass in generic memory properties and create that. So we create a buffer and its associated memory, and we bind it to the device. Cool. So while we're at it, let's create a generic function to copy from one buffer to another. Okay, so similar to drawing, transfers of memory are a non-trivial operation which are done with command buffers. We'll create a command buffer to store the transfer operation. We'll allocate that to our command pool. So it turns out pretty much any graphics queue family which supports any queue family which supports graphics operations, compute operations, or anything like that also supports memory transfer. So we can do this on the graphics queue. That's okay. We can use our existing command pool. It's all good. Okay, so that command buffer has been submitted to the pool. The next step is we will record the operations used in a memory transfer. Okay, so we begin the command buffer. We will copy this over. We need another structure called a copy region, which pretty much just describes how to copy. Okay, so we'll list the command to copy from one buffer to another. As you can see here, we are passing in, well, these should be self-explanatory. I'm going to copy one region, and that is described in our copy region that we declared above. Cool. Okay, so ending the command buffer ends the recording of commands. The next step we'll do is we will submit that, which will undertake the operation which we just recorded. Okay, once that queue is submitted, we wait for it to complete. If we were doing crazy work and submitting lots of memory transfers at once, we could set up a fence to synchronize things and do multi-thread stuff. It's not going to be a big deal here. Generally, it's not a big deal anyway. I mean, if you're running creation code, that's not performance dependent, right? It doesn't matter if you take a little longer to create all of your stuff, just so long as it runs properly. So I would say generally drawing would be an area where this would be really important, you know, synchronizing things properly. The only case I can think of is if you're doing an animation system where you're dynamically sending data in, then you might want to look at the performance of this a little bit, but it's fine for this. Okay, cool. That's all set up. Surprisingly quick and surprisingly straightforward. So now it all needs to come together. So if we go back here to create Vertex buffer, this is where we are going to do all that work with this is where we're going to do all that work with creating the staging buffer and yada yada yada. So let's just do a few things. Okay, so it's just a little awkward writing over code that already exists. Visual clutter, it's distracting. But anyway, okay, so we create our staging buffer and then we load in, this can just be size. Then we load in our data from the CPU. Cool. Okay, now we create our actual vertex buffer. So up above, we are using this as a source for a transfer, and down below for the vertex buffer, we'll set this up as a destination. Bitwise OR, we're also going to use it as a vertex buffer. Okay, so this should make sense. It's both a destination for transfer as well as the actual vertex buffer. Okay, now what we need here to make sure we're using high performance memory is we'll just give this a second to tick over. Device local, that's it. Okay, so that sets us up. Now what we need to do is we need to copy from one to the other. And then we don't need the staging buffer. It just existed for one frame to get the data onto the graphics card, so we can destroy that. Okay, otherwise that's it. That's all set up. So if we run this, we should see the same thing. Oh no. Okay, what has happened? Oh. Okay. In my haste, I have reused the same code and I missed that over here we are getting the requirements for the staging buffer. Are we? Or have I missed this altogether? Is this part of the creation code? Let's see if that works better. As a matter of fact, it does. Cool. So hey, you make some errors. It's a part of life, it's a learning process. So there it is. We've got our triangle. It's using high performance memory. It's looking exactly the same as it was before, but hopefully we've learned a little bit about basic buffer theory and how to spot errors. Ha ha ha. Okay, so that'll be it. Have fun, and I'll see you next time. Bye.